These are the things we talk about, right? Spotting large buy orders. We try to tell you when, Michael Saylor and these guys, they bought a ton of Bitcoin. Look at this. You don't have as much of that in coins other than Bitcoin. Bitcoin is pretty much the only coin that's getting large buys. Like elite people consider to be big financial money because they should be moving as much as those people because they're the institutions. They're the conglomeration of a lot of those people's official and unofficial wealth and net worths. We also talk about analyzing news for institutional influence. Why is this important? Well, here's the thing. When you start to figure out who the players are, and that's something we're going to do over time on newworldfinance.io, is build you a portfolio of the players. Who are the real players? The actual players. Mr. X is sending me institutions and banks and investment groups all the time that I've never heard of that are huge. He sent me one that's the family office of a big name that everybody would know, a family office of that person. This is their bank. And it's like, I didn't realize that. And you start to understand how all of it works. It's important to understand how this is because now when you get stories that quote people from those places, now you know that those people are in the know. And so what they're telling you is one of two things. It's either the truth or what they want you to believe. It's one of those. And it's our job to kind of figure out the difference. Correlating macro indicators. Look, the DXY is a great example. The DXY is going to run inverse to Bitcoin. When DXY is going down, Bitcoin's going up and vice versa. So you want to look for confluence. If you're getting news on an indicator saying, we're bullish, go ahead, go long. But then you go to the DXY and the DXY is pumping. It's an inverse indicator. Then how good can you feel about that? You have to have the confluence. Tracking wallet movements. This is another big thing you're going to want to find out. And here is, let me explain to you when it comes to tracking wallets and institutions and exchanges. I put exchanges in the same thing. Let me ask you guys a question. What happens when money goes flowing into an exchange? What happens when money goes flowing out of an exchange? You don't have enough information to answer the question I just asked because you need to know whether it's stable coins or whether it's cryptocurrencies or whether it's fiat currencies. Okay. It's all money. That's all money. If stable coins are flowing into an exchange, bullish, people are getting ready to trade. Okay. If stable coins are flowing out of an exchange, then the market is not going to be as volatile because people are moving their stable coins. They're not getting ready to trade. They're going to let things sit for a while. The thing is, when you look at regular coins, when they're going into exchanges, it's bearish. It's bearish. When exchanges are growing in their coins, it's bearish. It's adding liquidity in a sense. When people see this movement, the coins are not worth as much anymore because there's too much liquidity on the exchanges. Now, you have to look, these are microcosms. There's not actually too much liquidity. I'm just saying when there's more liquidity than is necessary for trading, the price goes down. And it's vice versa. The price goes up when there's less liquidity. When you have less of something, it's usually more valuable in a sense, right? Overall, right? So when you look at stable coins versus altcoins, people, when you see Bitcoin rushing into exchanges, people say it's bearish, and it is because people are getting ready to sell their Bitcoin probably, right? Why else would you put it on an exchange? You wouldn't put it on an exchange to buy a Bitcoin. You already have the Bitcoin. You're putting it on to sell it, most likely, or to be liquid to sell very quickly. So when you understand that, now you can go and you understand, do you know who else knows all that stuff? The exchanges and the market manipulators. So you know what they can do? They can take a big transaction and they can send it to exchanges just to make you dump and not even sell. And then you sell and they buy. Amazing, isn't it? How much of that is going on in the world today? And how much of that drives the manipulation? You got to think about it. So anyways, that's Drill Bits. I think that's a good lesson for y'all today. Are you looking for a reliable crypto exchange with low fees and high security? The search can be overwhelming with so many options out there. Join Phemex using my affiliate link. Experience top-notch trading features, low fees, and strong security. Click the link in the description to get started today. All right, guys, we are going to take a look at the loser story, JPMorgan. What a loser, JPMorgan, the loser.
Hey, you loser.
You loser. He projected 15 billion inflows for Solana and XRP ETPs. JPMorgan has projected that exchange-traded products for Solana and XRP could attract over $15 billion in net inflows. Forecast stems from the impressive performance of Bitcoin and Ethereum ETPs relative to their market share capitalization and inflows. Matthew Siegel, head of digital assets at Van Eck, highlighted that Bitcoin ETPs accumulated $108 billion in assets during their first year, equating to 6% of BTC's total market cap of 1.8 trillion. So 6% of the market cap right now is in ETFs. 6%. That's more than any person holds, for sure, by a long shot. And these are multiple entities, not just one entity, but 6%, man, that's a lot. Now, of course, Satoshi should have like a little, I think he probably has about 4%, supposedly. Similarly, Ethereum ETPs garnered $12 billion within the first 6 months. So there you go. So there's a lot about the news, $118 billion in volume, or $108 billion in assets in the first year. That's a lot. So there you go. Everybody loves JPMorgan.